This place has seen better days.
Revelio. Confringo!
That wasn't too hard.
Whoa. Incendio! Confringo! Incendio!
Crucible.
Defender! Confringo! Expelliarmus! Bombarda! Flipendo! Glaciers! Crucible! Glaciers! Defender! Confringo! Bombarda! Flipendo! Glaciers! Bombarda! Confringo! Flipendo!
On another adventure, are we?
Are you ready to put an end to Harlow?
I'm ready to do what's needed to take Harlow down. I know you have a plan.
We must gather information from the friends of Mr. Bickle that Archie and Mrs. Bickle mentioned. Agabus Filbert, Otto Dibble, and Mr. and Mrs. Rabe.
All right.
I suggest that you speak with each of them while I head to the Hogshead. I saw some Ashwinders heading there. And as my mother would never go near the Hogshead, she is less likely to learn of my activities than if I were to wander the village questioning its residents.
Where am I to find these friends of his?
I do not know about Mr. Rabe, but his wife, Daisy, is often in Hogsmeade. And Otto Dibble, he works at Gladrags, so you are like...
What sort of information am I trying?
They may know what evidence Mr. Bickle had against Harlow, or they may have evidence of them. We simply need to know whatever they...
Very well.
I knew I could rely. We need to know how they are being blackmailed by Rookwood and Harlow. Meet me here after you have spoken. Hopefully, by the time you return, I will be able to move a bit more freely.
The Ministry's good work.
An honest day's work for an honest and sick.
Pushing a plough is good, honest work.
Mrs. Rabe should be nearby.
Oh, Isco, what have I done?
Mrs. Rabe, I wondered if I might speak with you about Theophilus Harlow. I'm a friend of the Bickles and I'm trying to gather evidence again.
Poor Joanna and little Archie. And now Harlow has taken my darling Isco.
What do you mean? Why?
I'm a security guard at Gringotts, and my husband is a curse breaker for them. Harlow approached me about helping him extort my colleagues into giving him treasures from the vaults.
And you declined?
Of course I declined. Repeatedly. I thought they'd given up, until I came home one night and found my husband gone, and a note affixed to my door with a knife. The note stated that I only had a few days to reconsider helping with some banking needs, and that my husband would appreciate it if I acted quickly. But the help Harlow wants is help that I cannot give, and my dearest Isco is paying the price.
Why wouldn't Harlow extort your husband?
Isco's job is even more removed from the vaults than mine. He travels the world for the bank, He could do nothing for Harlow. I'm the one in the bank on a daily basis, which evidently makes me an enticing target for blackmail.
Have you helped Harlow since your husband was taken?
No, I'm worried sick about Isco, but he'd never want me to compromise my integrity. I also know that he's extremely clever. That said, I was hoping he would have escaped by now. It makes me...
Are you sure the note means that you're...
What else could it possibly mean? Besides, I came home to find that someone had trampled the daisies and... It may sound silly, but those were Isco's pride and joy. He would never have let that happen.
Thank you, Mrs. Rabe. Knowing the lengths that Harlow will go to is helpful, albeit more than disturbing.
Mr. Bickle was trying to help us, but now he's gone. I don't know what to...
I shall do all I can to get evidence against Harlow, Mrs. Rabe.
Very well. Here's the note I received. You must be careful as well. Please don't put yourself in danger.
If I had a knut for every crap horn I chased off you, the statute of 6. Apex certainly knows her Jesus. Stop me from blindly buying an equal first, choosing the one we prefer.
Some evidence worth hanging on to.
Thank you. I hope it's not too late.
Now, to find Mr. Bickle's other two friends. Otto Dibble works at Gladrags. I should check there.
Please tell me you didn't take it. But perhaps it's been here all along.
Mr. Dibble, may I speak with you? It's about Theophilus Harlow.
I've nothing to say about him. May I interest you in a stunning cravat today?
Please, sir, I'd like to help. I spoke to Mrs. Bickle.
You know the Bickles? All right. But we must be discreet. Can't have Mr. Hill hearing this.
I know Mr. Hill. He was kind to me the day of the troll attack.
Oh, he's a good man. But even he wouldn't understand about Harlow. It started a few weeks ago. I was distracted, reading a note, when you-know-who came into the shop. I hid the note behind the counter and offered to help him. He stared at me for a moment, then asked me to check on an order he'd placed. I went into the storeroom to check on what turned out to be a non-existent order. When I returned, he was
What was in the note?
It was a note from Rosie Hill, Mr. Hill's daughter. You see, we've been, secretly engaged these past 6 months. We haven't told Mr. Hill yet. I dare say he has higher hopes for her. Harlow advised me in no uncertain terms that my relationship with Rosie, not to mention my employment here, depended.
What did he ask you to do?
It all happened so quickly. In an instant, he took a very expensive scarf from the counter. He said, "Your secret is safe as long as I can supply my lady friend with delightful items like..." I've been able to cover for his requests until now with some, but I can't keep it out for much longer. I'm terrified to say anything. I could never live without Rosie.
Could you give me a bit more detail about the note? That might help me to...
It's on Rosie's special pink stationery. It has her monogram at the top, RH. That's how Mr. Hill would know it was real.
What have you been doing to keep the extortion a secret?
Well, as I mentioned, creative bookkeeping. And I've also been trying to cover the costs with my own savings, but I'm running out of money. Of course, none of this bodes well for my efforts to improve my circumstances and to be worthy of Rosie.
I met Mr. Hill the day of the troll attack. He was kind to me. Why don't you just tell him?
He's a lovely man. But when it comes to Rosie, I fear he loses all perspective. He'd see this as a grave betrayal. I'd lose my job instantly and...
Thank you for telling me. I'm gathering...
I would love nothing more than to see him rotting in Azkaban, but be careful. As for Rosie's letter, should you happen upon it, I have committed it to memory. You...
Understood.
Now hurry off before Mr. Hill returns. Where was I?
We're on the right track. Now to find the last of Mr. Bickle's friends.
Point of toiling.
Flipendo.
Agabus Filbert must be around here somewhere.
Hello there.
Revelio. Aloha Mora. Revelio.
There. Hello there.
Excuse me, Mr. Filbert. I wondered if I might speak with you about your dealings with Theophilus Harlow. I hope to ease Mrs. Bickle's mind by gathering evidence against him.
So tragic what happened to Bickle. He wanted me to speak out against Harlow for an act of... But I feared Harlow's retaliation.
If you had spoken out against him as Mr. Bickle asked, perhaps Harlow would be locked away by now.
Perhaps. But... perhaps I would have suffered a similar fate.
You said that Harlow committed an act of violence against you. Could you tell...
Before my extraordinary wife, Dulcibella, passed away, she had just completed a small book of poetry. As a surprise for her birthday, one she never had the chance to celebrate, I had the book beautifully bound and plated in gold. One day, Harlow came calling to punish me for having spoken out against the Neanderthals that comprise Rookwood's lot. Before I knew it, I'd been petrified, and Harlow was rifling through my home. He found the book of poetry, with its exquisite gold plating. I watched helplessly, lying there in my entranceway as he walked away with the book, laughing as he went. I was shaken to my core. Still am, to be honest.
I imagine you fear Harlow retaliating again, but do you mind if I share this information with Officer Singer?
I suppose I have no choice. This extortion can't go on forever. You can pass it on to anyone who may be willing to help. Harlow does not like people talking, as you already know.
I've spoken with Mr. Bickle's friends. Now to find Natty. It's not like Natty to be late. She said she was going to the Hog's Head. Perhaps I'll find her there.
High wing! Go!
Natty must be around here somewhere. Yeti's wand. She can cast without it. She wanted me to find this. She's in trouble. Revelio will show me where she was taken.
Nosy little students get what's coming to them.
Revelio.
Natty must have been taken this way. I need to find her quick. The footprints led to this room. There must be another way forward.
Accio.
A hidden door.
Revelio.
Natty must have been taken this way. I need to find her quickly. I'd better be sure I'm not seen. Revelio.
It's not gonna work. Using that girl as bait, no one's coming for her. We ought to just kill her. Only Hogwarts
Lumos.
will be arrogant enough to come in here alone.
Revelio. Lumos.
Can't believe we're forced to work with these goblins.
Revelio.
I don't want to work with goblins. Not now, not ever. Rookwood's gone mad.
But, hey,
My word.
an aversion to the dark arts merely highlights an immaturity of thinking in my mind.
I raised a rock more times than I can count. They're incapable of defending themselves.
It's Totalis.
We may be working with the goblins.
Revelio.
Girl's been nothing but trouble. About time we locked her up. Everyone in Upper Hogsfield shudders when they see me coming, and rightfully so.
It's Totalis. Revelio.
Let's finish this job and be done with it. Waste of time, this is.
Hey,
It's been a bit cruel.
Hello? Over here!
Incendio. Glacius.
Did I hurt you? Obviously not.
Incendio.
this is becoming...
I don't know.
Accio.
Clumsy little fool.
Beasts for you.
Natty must have been taken this way. I need to find her quickly. I'd better be sure I'm not seen.
Extorting desperate kids suits me just fine. It's not gonna work.
It might.
Using that girl as bait,
No one's coming for her. We ought to just kill her.
Harlow says her friend will be reckless enough. He wants them alive.
Stupid Revelio reckons enough to come in here alone.
Just keep an eye out.
Oh, you're wasting your time with her, my friend. I've seen her show more affection to a hawk.
Hey,
It's Totalis.
Girls be nothing but trouble. About time we locked her up. When we're done here, I'm going straight. How did I get mixed up in this? Doing Rookwood's work for him? It's exhausting. Standing here all day waiting to do Rookwood's work for him. He can fight his own battles.
Come to think.
The book of poems that was taken from Agabus Filbert. He'll be thrilled to have this back.
I don't want to work with goblins. Not now, not ever.
Be on the lookout for the girl's friend. Try to come through here.
Revelio.
How come I always draw the short straw?
They don't seem to care for me in Hogsmeade. Can't say I blame them, what with all I've done there. I've raided Brockville more than
Has your brain been infested with bundimans? A maneuver like that could have got us killed.
I've robbed every traveling vendor that's passed through here. They never see it coming.
You can't keep your eyes off a pretty lass, you can't. Quit a flick of a frock and you fall to pieces.
Lumos.
I don't trust Ranrock, I'll tell you that. You'll tell on us first chance he gets.
My mother used to always say, a clear head makes way for a clear path.
Revelio.
I don't know what your path is, since your head's never seen a clear tape.
we should speak to her again. Perhaps she'll tell us where we can find that friend of hers.
She's determined to say nothing. The boss will deal with
Expulsion!
Repulsor. Expelliarmus. How delightful.
Revelio.
Wear your guts for garters? What a silly... You'll be sorry you did that.
And he must be here somewhere.
Let's finish this job and be done with it. Waste of time, this is.
If it's that cat... Expulso! Expulso! Crucio!
Expelliarmus!
Another pitiful. That's the best.
Had enough? That's just the beginning.
Natty must have been taken this way. I need to find her quickly. I'd better be sure I'm not seen. Lumos.
It's not gonna work. Coming for her. We ought to just kill her. Only a Hogwarts student would be arrogant enough to come in here alone. Share and share alike, say I. There's old Robin.
One wonders if...
Be on the lookout for the girl's friend.
Afraid to face me?
We should speak to her again. Perhaps she'll tell us where we can find that friend of hers.
Let me determined to say nothing. Boss, you're gonna have any arrives. Please, Expulso! Not your puppets! Incendio! Incendio! Accio!
Mitchell's quieter than you.
Confringo!
Expulso!
Revelio!
Hope I never have to see it again.
Ladies are so giddy when I'm around. I reckon I should call me.
Confringo!
Rise and fight!
Accio! Incendio! Accio! Incendio! Confringo!
Look what you've done! You die for that.
Accio!
Wanna look up?
Confringo! Incendio! Bombado!
Death from above!
Expelliarmus! Glacier!
This personal.
Flipendo! Rebellion!
You've done! Please, what are your thoughts on electricity? Expulso! CORSAIR!
Accio! Confringo!
Quite conductive, aren't we? Expulso! Confringo!
Nobody will believe I defeated an Ashwinder by myself. Revelio! Otto Dibble's love letter from Rosie. He wanted me to destroy this if I found it. Natty must be here somewhere. Mr. Rabe, Daisy told me you'd been
You spoke with my wife. How is she?
worried about you. Are you all right?
I am all right. Thank you for coming. These locks are cursed, and there's an anti-apparition jinx on the cells. Even Natty's skill with wandless magic cannot free us. I need you to find my wand.
Use mine. We'll find yours together once you're out of there.
I need my wand for this. Using one with which I have no connection may not work as well or as quickly, and we cannot risk detection.
I shall do my best. Any idea where it might be?
It's nearby. I can sense it.
Understood. I'll find it.
Your friend Natty was not able to summon my wand. It must be Glock.
Revelio. Mr. Rabe's wand could be in there.
My wand is somewhere in this room. I can tell.
Confringo. Incendio. Revelio. Revelio. Lumos.
Any luck with my wand? Please.
Lumos. Accio. Revelio. Alohomora. Mr. Rabe's wand. He'll be glad to have this back. Mr. Rabe, I found your wand.
Well done. I knew it was nearby. Now, you best stand back. One never knows how a curse will react to being broken.
Thank you, Mr. Isco.
My pleasure. And thank you, my friend. We owe our lives to your bravery. I may be too weak to disapparate with you both, but I can try.
You go ahead. Find Officer Singer. We will get out of here on our own.
Very well. But be careful. Thank you, my young friends.
Be prepared for a fight. These ashwinders must pay.
Confringo! Incendio!
Look out! Let's find Officer Singer and put an end to Harlow once and for all.
Natsai Onai. I should have known. And you, the troll dispatcher. Oh, thank goodness the two of you are safe. Isco Rabe told me a couple of students had rescued him. Should have known it was you two.
Is Mr. Rabe all right?
He is. I sent him home to his wife. Miss Onai, your mother will not be pleased to learn that you're still risking your safety pursuing these dangerous men.
Actually, Officer Singer, Natty and I learned of several Hogsmeade residents who've had their lives threatened by the Ashwinders. In addition to abducting Mr. Rabe to blackmail his wife and Natty, Rookwood and Harlow have also extorted Agabus Filbert and Otto Dibble.
I will look into all of that. As for the two of you, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but you are taking great risk. Next time, please let the authorities handle the Ashwinders.
With all due respect, officer, the authorities haven't done much about any of this.
There's more to taking down an organization like the Ashwinders than simply storming in and hauling them off based on a few accusations. I must insist that you leave them to us. We shall have no further discussion on this. Natsai, you may wish to speak with your mother about this before I do.
My mother will not like this. Thank you again for rescuing me. We shall speak soon.
The Ashwinders have ceased pestering me. I suspect that's your doing. Thank you from me and Rosie both. We're just leaving for our honeymoon, after we tell Mr. Hill of our recent marriage. Wish me luck.
You are the talk of the school since you saved Mr. Rabe and I from the Ashwinders. We have come so far. We should discuss the next steps in our plan to stop Harlow.
Handy resource indeed, your field guide. I'm most pleased to be included.
Ah, I have been meaning to speak with you.
I still can't believe we escaped the Ashwinders.
You may not realize it, but you are the talk of the school since you saved me that day.
I wonder how everyone knows about it.
I told my mother in the hope that she would be more forgiving of what I have been up to if it came from me. She likely told other professors, and news travels quickly. Unfortunately, she might, in fact, have been even less forgiving than I'd hoped.
I don't blame her for being concerned. We have been involved in some dangerous activities.
As the Ashwinders were locking me up and threatening my life, it did occur to me that my mother may have been right.
Has Officer Singer done anything with the evidence we provided?
She has not. Harlow is as strong as ever. Someone needs to stop him. If someone had stopped the monsters like him in Matabeleland, my father would be alive today.
What exactly happened to your father?
It was a beautiful day. My mother had gone to tend to a neighbor who was ill, and so my father and I were galloping in the savannah.
Galloping? Your father was also an animagus, I take it?
He could become the most majestic giraffe, and he would carry me on his back, my arms around his neck. One of them saw me, just as he removed a scarf from his face. He shouted, and then aimed his rifle.
He didn't want you to identify him.
Exactly. In an instant, my father bowed his neck to protect me, and was hit. As he fell, my father changed back into his human form. When the bandits saw this, they turned and ran in fear, and then he was gone. And it was all my fault.
Your fault? How so?
He died protecting me. If I had been capable of protecting myself, he would still be alive. My mother and I tried to go on without him, but a few years later, we left to come to Scotland.
Do you think taking down the Ashwinders will avenge?
No. Vengeance is not what drives me. He and my mother raised me to believe that it is a privilege to be able to fight for them. I know there is risk involved, but I feel it is worth it.
What does your mother think about it?
Well, as you saw, she worries a great deal. She is an excellent seer, but I think it bothers her to this day that she did not see my father's death coming. She misses him, as do I. So I believe on some level she understands my need to seek justice in a small way, but that does not mean that she likes it.
I'm sorry, Natty. I can't imagine.
He was truly extraordinary. And thank you for your kind words. We all have our burdens. My father had a saying about that.
Yes, I remember. Rain does not fall on one roof alone.
Exactly. Soon you and I will put an end to the Ashwinder. And once he is gone, we will turn up. We are making progress. Thank you again for saving me. You deserve all of the praise you have received.
You've brewed.
How nice to see you, my young friend.
Who lived here, I wonder? Confringo! 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 Incendio! Revelio. Confringo. Confringo. Incendio. That wasn't so difficult. Revelio. Accio. Incendio. Revelio. Accio. Incendio.
What are you up to now?
Bombarda! Accio! Confringo! Incendio! Confringo! Revelio! Confringo! Bombarda! Revelio.
Off on another adventure, are we?
Likely this astronomy table will be best used. Here's one of those tables Professor Shah mentioned. Accio! Incendio! Confringo!
Someone messing about?
Now here's a sad-looking place.
Well, if you weren't so forgetful, we'd probably have more, wouldn't we? Can never have too many facts, I think.
always said that travel broadens the mind.
What I wouldn't give for a cup of mushroom tea.
Can't imagine how inconvenient travel was before I invented flu powder.
Accio! Defender! Levioso. Propendo. Levioso. Propendo. Accio. Levioso. Repulsor. Propendo. Glacius, Defender. Confringo. Bombarda. Expelliarmus! Glacius! Defender! Confringo! Incendio! Glacius! Defender! CORSAIR! Imperion! Bombarda! Confringo! Glacius! Expelliarmus! Incendio!
No witch or wizard will be spared. Enjoy suffering, do ya?
Expelliarmus! Bombarda! Expelliarmus! Accio! Incendio! Expelliarmus! You've one less follower, Ranrock.
When the war is over, goblins will rule over wizards at large. You're the one who released Oaks.
Oh, stop it!
Expelliarmus!
I won't rest until you're...
Repulsor! Glacius! Defender!
I may go to Hogsmeade later.
You will regret coming here.
Confringo!
Up for a bit of dying, are we? Enjoy suffering, do you?
Places! Defender! Crucial. Accio. Revelio. Trouble's brewing and I'm without my friends.
I could use a
Which in Felcroft? I was surprised how much
Revelio. This could prove dangerous if I'm not careful.
Potato!
My eyes closed.
Expulsion!
Revelio.
They come after me, they'll rest in 10 graves.
Listen, stop right there! Or I'll make you stop!
What are you? Clever! Tricky little cake flapper.
Glacius. Defender.
Clever!
Levioso! No! Levioso! How's the view?
Incendio!
Levioso! Would you like me to put you down? Levioso! You like games, do ya? Levioso! Stop that! Levioso!
Confringo.
You're after the coldest stick!
Accio. Incendio.
You may want to prove.
Accio. Incendio.
Levioso!
Confringo.
Levioso!
No! Tricky little cake flapper.
Accio. Incendio. An astronomy table. Should prove useful once the sun's down. Knowing Amit, he's likely studied here. Revelio. Revelio. Revelio.